Hey guys, door away. I wanted to talk about something real quick. Friday the 13th movie. Is it ever going to happen? And if so, when? And what will the title be and what will it be about? Normally, the 10th movie or like something like that would be a big special event. But in this case, the 13th movie is the big event everyone's been waiting for because the series is called Friday the 13th. Even though some of the films aren't called Friday the 13th. 9, 10, 11 aren't, whatever. They're still Friday the 13th series. So the 13th movie in the Friday the 13th series is a big deal when it ever comes out. Only there's been a few problems recently. If you haven't been keeping up, I'll just give you the quick version. There's two makers of the first film. Sean Cunningham, that's his name, and the other guy. It'll come to me later, but those are the two creators of the first movie. And they're fighting over the rights for it. But here's how they settled it. Sean Cunningham gets the rights to the Jason character, and the other guy gets the rights to the title, Friday the 13th. So they could make more Friday the 13th movies that are not about Jason, and more Jason movies that don't have Friday the 13th in the title, or even take place on Friday the 13th. They could just have Jason killing any other time. Which is a problem, because the 13th movie should be called Friday the 13th. It probably wouldn't be right to call it Part 13 because the 12th movie wasn't another part of the same series. It was a reboot, but whatever. People are just going to call it Part 13 anyway. The 13th movie should be called Friday the 13th. And they should do something similar to what Part 12 did. They should go back to basics. So, Part 8, 9, 10, and 11 try to do something different, which is nice. But with the 13th movie, you gotta try to go back to basics, have them in the woods again. But then people would complain that it's too similar to the others. Well, do what Part 7 did. Try to put something on top of him being in the woods. I'm not saying have him fight another psychic person. Try to do something else. Think of something. Come up with something. Have something special. It's the 13th movie. It shouldn't be too different from the others, but it shouldn't be too disappointing, too generic either. It's got to be something special. So, don't try to put him in space. Don't make him go to hell, or actually, he goes to hell at the end of that movie, and the rest of the movie is just in the town outside of Crystal Lake. Don't have him go to New York, and don't have him go to Elm Street to fight Freddy. Just have him be in the woods killing people again. But just try to add something else to it, so it just doesn't seem boring. I don't know what to add. Just think of something. Maybe have him fight Bigfoot. No, that's stupid. Do something special, but don't make it too different from the basic formula of a Friday movie. And the next problem. If they do make a 13th movie, will it be a reboot or a sequel? Hang on a second. Oh, don't worry about that. It's something unimportant. Okay. Okay, so sorry about that. People talking to me on Messenger. So anyway, will it be a sequel to the 2009 movie? Will it be another reboot? Or will it be a sequel to the original series? Which, in my opinion, ended after 7. Part 8, too many continuity errors for it to actually be in the same universe. It shouldn't even be called Part 8. It should just be called Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, or just Jason Takes Manhattan. It shouldn't have Part 8 in the title because it's not connected with the other movies. It's too different. They got so many mistakes. And the look of Jason doesn't look right. He's missing the chop here. The rip on his cheek moved. At least they remembered the axe chop. And his face looks nothing like how it did in the last one. My point is, the original 7 are their main core universe. Every other movie after that is like its own separate universe. Except for Freddy vs. Jason. That's in the same universe. As much as it has its problems, like Jason being afraid of water, the idea of Freddy fighting Jason is too cool to be. Moving on. I'll talk about those movies some other day. I feel like talking about all of them in depth, actually. But we'll worry about that later. So there's been 4 canceled movies. 4. A sequel to the 2009 movie, which was going to have Jason in the snow for some parts. Would have been cool, but according to people, some people didn't like the 2009 movie, so they didn't want to see a sequel to it. I wouldn't have minded, but okay. The next was going to be a found footage movie, which it would have. It wouldn't have been a good 13th movie to the franchise, but it would have made maybe a decent movie. Maybe like the 15th or 16th movie. And then the next one. They should have made this movie. They should have made it. What were they thinking when they didn't make this movie? The title, I didn't think would have been great, but the movie itself, the script and everything was awesome. Friday the 13th 3D. That name is kind of lame, but the movie itself would have been so awesome. It would have been an epic 13th movie if people would have gotten over the fact that it's another reboot, not a continuation of the original 8 movies. But forget about it. It would have been an awesome movie if you read the script. Nick Antosca, that's the guy who wrote it. Finally came to me. The Nick Antosca movie. That should have been made. It should have been made. Instead of getting that great movie, we get a bunch of other shit that it's not very good. And then the next one, the one that was canceled because of the movie The Rings. Also a long story. Actually, no, I could just tell you, but whatever. It got canceled again. It was going to be like a remake. Not like the 2009 movie, that's a reboot. This was going to be a legitimate remake. With Pamela being the killer again, or at least for part of the movie she would have been. Technically making it a sort of remake. Only people said an origin story type deal is not what a Friday movie is meant to be. It's just a guy in a mask killing people. Nothing more complicated than that. People didn't like the idea of a Friday movie being like story driven or anything. They just want to see Jason killing people. That's all people want to see. So people didn't really like it, but as a remake or something, maybe not as the 13th movie, but maybe as like the 20th movie or something, it would have been okay-ish. But some people still wouldn't have liked it. I actually think they should have made that one. Maybe not as the 13th movie in the franchise. Maybe as a later movie. I think the Nick Antosca movie would be the perfect one to be a 13th, Friday the 13th, but that's the 4 movies right there. The 4 that got canceled. Sequel to 2009, found footage, Nick Antosca 3D, which is the best one out of the 4, and then a remake / origin story. Would have been awesome. All 4 of those ideas, actually any Jason idea is awesome. Except for part 9. We like to forget about that one. But every other idea is awesome. Well, maybe not to some people. People didn't like part 8 or 10. And some people didn't even like Freddy vs. Jason, which I will admit it has its problems, but the parts where Freddy and Jason are fighting, those are awesome. My point is, make a movie, have Jason kill people in it. There you go. And just have that, and you got a great movie. So any of those 4 ideas would have been great. But nope, all 4 of them, not made. At least we got a Friday the 13th video game. Just like how instead of getting Ghostbusters 3, we get that video game, which is acting like it's Ghostbusters 3, only the Friday the 13th game doesn't act like it's another movie. Until they add single-player story mode. Maybe that'll be a movie. That's my girlfriend. Hey! You want to say hi to my audience? I'm recording a video right now. I was just... I was ranting about Friday the 13th like I usually do. About how the 4 canceled 13th movies. Yeah. Because remember, my phone's kind of messed up. I couldn't record videos on it.
Tell me to call me back in a minute.
Oh. Oh, you're going to call him back? Okay, so... my girlfriend's not going to be here for long. Oh, and this video is going to end shortly, too, anyway. I'm going to stop it at 13 minutes. Get it? Friday the 13th? 13? Anyway, guys, my point is... Okay, guys, my point is... the 13th movie needs to be made, and these problems that they've been having need to be sorted out to make it the perfect movie.
Or quote-unquote perfect, because nothing is ever truly perfect.
Yeah, everything's going to have flaws. But you know what I mean. It needs to be good enough. It's the 13th movie in the Friday the 13th franchise. A series and franchise with the number 13 in it, the 13th part to it is a big deal. I guess that's the reason why they canceled it 4 times. I guess the other 4 movies weren't perfect, so they needed to make sure it was really good. Only time will tell if they ever do make a 13th. But anyway, see you guys next time.